Romulan Zed being taken away by TPA so far.
Yeah, and the thing is, Chawy, if you look down his games from LMS, Kassadin, Lissandra, Azir, LeBlanc, he's playing pretty much anything in that mid lane. So we'll see with LeBlanc and Azir taken away from him. Mundo was the last ban net for TPA as well, so obviously not wanting Porky to get his hands on that, but
it's the same bans for
leaves
TPA.
Gnar open completely. And the likes of Janna, which of course we saw prioritising in the first game.
There's so much stuff open, and yeah. You have Janna, you have Jarvan, you have Sivir. Yeah, lots of stuff, but I agree. Like, now is probably a very safe top pick right now. And it's worth first pick worthy for sure. Irelia is open too, which was banned last game, I think.
No, it was picked by Porky. Porky played it.
Oh, never mind, yeah.
Yeah.
It's late already, it's 8.
It's early already.
It's early,
yeah. The sun is going up.
People are going to start coming in and go, oh, you guys, you're in early. It's like, yeah, we really are. If you have just joined us, ladies and gentlemen, we have been here for 4 hours already. It's just turned 8 AM here in German time, Central European time, whichever you'd prefer to call it.
Lissandra's
but yes, Lissandra is open. Looks like we're going to have Gnar locked in. And of course, that could mean we see Lissandra, Jarvan available in there as well, with Rek'Sai banned out. Almost certainly going to be the fallback.
Really good picks, because right now, even if the enemy... Okay. Janna's open, like that's Kassadin. Both solo lanes locked in, so that means they are pretty much set on the solo lanes, but they're both flex picks still. So we have to see how actually Avant chooses to pick their solo lanes. Or the mid lane. Janna is really good.
Yeah.
Or Sivir.
Keep hovering over Gangplank, but I don't think that we're going to be seeing Gangplank coming in. We'll see about that one though, but Janna, at this stage, take that one away. Maybe just completely steal away that bottom lane, because you know obviously that these solo laners are in there. Jungle is probably another, at this stage, important choice for you. Unless that Gangplank's for the jungle, you know. Beastie Gangplank. Where does Gangplank rate on your jungle tier list?
I don't know about that.
Is he on the list? Maybe it's a Blitzcrank jungle. I don't know.
Ranger jungle, okay. That's interesting.
Well, we'll see, of course.
Okay, there we go. Lee Sin, even when Jarvan is open. I don't agree with the Lee Sin pick here. I think they should just pick the way Jarvan, because Lissandra and Jarvan together are just too damn good. Even against the likes of Janna. It's just too much potential to just completely snowball the game. But maybe he feels confident on Lee Sin.
Well, they didn't want to risk breaking the 100% win rate of the Gnar Jarvan combo, so they felt they best let the TPA have that one away. But of course, you know, Lissandra Jarvan combo, as you said, is just as deadly. Nami going in there, well, you're not going to get out of that. That's a lot of CC and AoE lockdown, yeah.
A lot of zone control, so the AD carry will probably just be Corky at this point again, because that's all they have been playing, Corky against Sivir. But yeah, both comps are pretty good again. I mean, well, it's hard to say.
You got Avant Garde going with the heal shield combo that we've seen throughout the night, it seems. Question is, will they lock it in? It looks like they will finish off. They've got 30 seconds to choose, so there's still a lot of discussions going on between the team, but it's not a bad combo from Avant Garde, but then again, we said that in the last match.
We said that last game, and we saw how that turned out. Yeah.
I mean, it's the usual case, right? That picks and bans only get you so far. Like, obviously, you could put SKT or any top world team against a team of Joe Millers, and I could have literally the 5 most OP things in the world, and I would still get my ass handed to me. So
singed in one lane, Gangplank in the other.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it just wouldn't work out. I'm not saying that the skill difference is quite that apparent in this game, but we saw from game number 1 that TPA clearly the stronger of these two teams. Was Sivir and Lulu that were locked in there, so mid lane Lulu once again. And what are they going to finish off with here? Looking for a...
Maybe Tristana.
Yeah, AD carry.
Tristana sees a lot of play like across all regions right now. And she's actually getting reworked. So we have to on 5.2, I believe. So, but she's a very popular pick right now. Because just her 2 item scaling is very, very dangerous. Like Shiv IE combo, which actually got nerfed too. But yeah, I believe Tristana is still a really top tier pick right now. across like all regions pretty much with Sivir and Graves and Kalista probably once she is enabled. So yeah, picks and bans are locked in.
Once again, another very mobile team from both sides, but TPA, they have so much dive potential, it's kind of scary.
I like both team comps, but well, we just have to see how the early game works out. And we see the Nami actually not quite as good in the roam potential as Janna, but yeah, TPA just has a better jungle mid lane synergy, which we saw last game and actually helped like Chawy completely snowball mid lane. But I wouldn't be surprised to see the same thing again, where just the support and jungle roam into the enemy jungle, get complete control, and from there they just snowball the bot lane. That's pretty much what you want to do in this team composition.
TPA as well, you know, got a beastie all-in team that if you get anything close to as far ahead as they did in the first 10-15 minutes of that last one, that you're just going to do it over and over and over again, and you'll be kind of too far ahead for them to actually do anything. But saying that, Avant Garde, I'm going to be the hopeful person in the room. You know, best of 3, maybe what they've talked about in the possible half-time or first third, I guess you could say, break. Maybe they've got something up their sleeve and can come back. Positive thoughts, everyone.
I can think of a few things that Australians would say in between a break, but I don't think it would be. It's possible we could come back, mate. I don't know. I think we got this, guys. Making friends with all the Australians.
You're getting tweets about them.
I'm English. English Australia are allowed. They're bit of banter in it. But they're going to have to put a couple of shrimps on the barbie for this one, no doubt about it. Any more I can come out with? No, I don't think so.
There's plenty.
Let's get into the game. We are, of course, the Intel Extreme Masters Taipei. It is Avant Garde starting out as the blue team. They are up against the Taipei Assassins as the red, and they are 1-0 down. Let's give you a quick roster rundown before things get underway. For Avant Garde, it is Porky on Gnar, Chelby on Lissandra, Kenste, or apparently he likes to be known for his real name, but we're going to keep calling him Kenste.
I think that was
Lulu.
a troll tweet.
I'm pretty sure it might be. Mazui on Sivir and Junie on Janna.
Junie on Janna. That should be interesting. And of course, for TPA on the red side, we have Morning in the top lane on Lissandra, Winds in the jungle on Jarvan the 4th, Kassadin mid lane for Chawy, who was a beast in game 1, Lupin, who wasn't far behind him by the ending kills either, this time playing Tristana, and of course Jay on the fish playing Nami here. So let's see how this one all goes down. Looks like we're going to be seeing standard lanes once again, with both AD carries and support going to be on that bottom side of the map. Jarvan actually starting his blue side, as we will be seeing on the other side of the map as well. So pretty much a mirror.
So yeah, what Tristana's gonna do there right now is gonna pull the wave. So in case the lane swap happens, she actually prepares the wave, because that's what you have to do. You have to pull the creeps to make sure that you actually get the lane pushing towards you. That's what you wanna do. But just fairly standard lanes right now, fairly standard start. Both junglers start blue buff. Probably gonna recall after the 3rd camp and pick up a Trailblazer like last game and farm it through.
Well, there is that kickoff for the bottom lane. And what is going to happen when they actually get to lane? Jay already kind of taking position up inside of that brush. And we see that Kenste and Chawy going to be dishing out some pain, mostly Kenste at this point with those auto attacks, constant pressure. But you see that Chawy can give quite a lot back as well there, so we'll see how that lane actually develops and how Winds and Chelby are going to get involved with that one. And this could actually be interesting down the bottom. There's a jump in from Lupin. He's not messing around here. Junie going to go low. One more auto attack, I think, could actually do it at this stage. Jay could even flash Ignite onto Junie, and I think they'd be able to finish him off. They need to be careful how long they stay here.
Yeah, we do. Mazui still has that heal, but yeah, wow. I don't think Junie was quite expecting the aggression from Lupin there. Just trying to show him who's boss straight away, jumping in there. That's gone, of course, that explosive shot on. Remember Tristana, you know, predominantly the weaker lane to begin with, but at the moment they're being shown who's boss.
Yeah, it just shows how much like this early level 2 pop in the bot lane gives you the advantage. Like every team wants to do like hit level 2, you know, as a good bot lane player, you know the timing of when you hit level 2, how many creeps you need, and then you communicate, yeah, okay, I'm gonna hit level 2 on this creep, and then we're gonna jump in, which we just saw, because they knew the opponents will not hit level 2, and just having the spell advantage really, really helps you out. and can potentially win the complete lane, even if you're playing in a really bad matchup.
Well, so far so good down there. Slight CS lead for Lupin, and he continued to dish out a little bit of pain. Certainly got the advantage when it comes to health. This mid lane, already talked about it a little bit before, but it is Chawy that's still doing the better job, funnily enough, on not really being bullied away too much by those constant auto attacks that have been thrown out there by Kenste. Meanwhile, if you look at the minimap there, we see Lissandra is coming down onto the bottom lane. Let's see if he can actually get involved.
Well, he's going to try and get on there. You can see him flash away from Jay already used along with the heal. But look at that, Lupin jumping in. That may well be the death of him. The exhaust well on point there. And that will be the kill. Jay's going to go down as well. It's a double kill for Judy. Not ideal, but you can't argue. They've got the first 2 kills on the board.
Yeah, what Lissandra did, he actually did choose not to recall and gank botlane instead, and I suppose that TPA's botlane did not expect the timing on that gank.
Well, we do have Wins holding on strong around the side there. Porky is going to back away. He can just bounce away from that one. No problem there. Actually going to turn around and put some damage back on Wins as well. They haven't pushed them on too much on the tower. Wins will just walk away from that one. So TPA not starting off too strongly here. Yeah. Maybe, just maybe, there's a chance for Avant Garde.
Yeah, Wins actually got a lot of good deep wards into the jungle, and the top side is going to be safe for like at least 3 minutes right now. What the Lissandra should do in this case, he should actually abuse his advantage, the double longsword advantage over the Jarvan, and try to one-on-one him, because that's like a really, really good way to shut down ganks and potential coming back into the game. So Lissandra should be able to do whatever he wants. He can invade every single side of the game, and him and Janna are actually doing a lot better this game. I really like what they're doing right now in comparison to last game. Just roaming around, trying to catch the enemy jungler, get really deep wards into the jungle, and make sure that your solo lanes are safe.
Well, that's just it. I mean, you look at TPA's team lineup, while they did dominate last game, they have got a later game comp than Avant Garde. So if Avant Garde can bully them as hard and fast as they can possibly do, Chawy pretty low here. I'm wondering whether Kenste's going to let him go back or whether he's just going to walk in and try and pull him. Yeah, Lissandra is coming around behind him, as is Junie. Junie there as well to support. But, Chawy got caught. Hallinger not going to quite knock him out. And he will get away safe.
That was quite impressive, actually, from Chawy there. Managing to stay alive through all of that. 3 men coming in. Nice from Wins as well to be there at the right time in the right place. So, what I wanted to look at here is just a bit of a comparison to game number 1, where all 3 lanes were basically getting destroyed when it came to farm. This time around, it's in some places a lot closer. In fact, you see mid lane, slight lead there for Lulu. Bottom lane is pretty much bang even. Top lane, we're still seeing Morning actually winning out on that one, but this is definitely closer than we saw in game number 1. In fact, there's nearly 1,000 gold lead at this point for Avant Garde after those 2 kills.
Yeah, the bad part is that both kills are on the Janna, and the Janna, I mean, obviously she has the side stone and could snowball her advantage she kind of got through vision, but if Lissandra would have get those 2 kills, or even Sivir, then this game could actually like be decided by that 2 kills.
We'll see if it works out that way. We are seeing once again a bit of back and forth between the bot lane. Lupin going to try and force them back. Has gone for the Avarice Blade early on, so we'll see whether he turns that into a static shiv first item or whether he's just going to sit there because he's fell behind, needs to get that gold ticking away.
Yeah, he knows that the lane is kind of like, he has to actually make like use of his late game potential. So what you want to do, you want to sit on that Avarice Blade and get to your 2 item power spike faster that way, because you generate a lot more gold through that as opposed to the Infinity Edge Rush.
Well, we'll see if Jarvan can get down there and maybe add a few extra gold to that one. For now, it's all on the other side. Pickaxe start, of course, from Mazui, which is going to give him a lot more power in that lane itself, but they've been playing things fairly passively, to be honest. In fact, they've been aggressed upon most of the times. Obviously, when they hit level 2, Lupin just diving straight in there. This mid lane also has somewhat slowed down. Chawy picking himself up. The Catalyst to Protect, obviously moving to Rod of Ages, and a Chalice on the other side there for Kenste. So, should be, with those 2 first items, fairly passive lane. Obviously a bit of harassment in there, but shouldn't be any kills, certainly without any big jungle pressure. And that top lane, of course, a similar thing. Hex Drinker start actually for Porky. First Gnar I think that we've seen today that's actually gone the Hex Drinker route.
Yeah, just matching what he's up against, of course, Morning on that Lissandra, who hasn't made any plays just yet. We'll see how it works out. He's obviously got that teleport. Lissandra ganks can be deadly if the wards are in the right place. Ping's going down, Tribush ward covered out in the bottom. Chawy taking a bit of fairy dust, I think it's safe to say, in the face from the Lulu in that mid lane. Pretty passive start here, other than that early ganks, but it's to be expected. TPA are on that late game. They just want to get that farm on, just get their thing going. They are starting to go for a couple of deep wards, though. Wind's coming round with Jay. They're actually going to find... Oh, Chelby caught out there. Wild Growth should be enough to keep him alive. No, they jump on him. Chawy gets himself his first kill of the game. Teleport gang coming in. Winds is taken low. He's going to get picked off. Now we see Porky coming around the side. Morning locking up. That's going to be Kenste going down as well. There's another. Suddenly a double kill for Morning. And they're not done yet. They're going to go on to Porky, on towards the tower. One more hit. Not enough. They can't tower dive. Everyone out of mana. But, well... Talking about a slow start for TPA, there's 3 kills on the board for them.
That's what they needed to actually like pull back into the game and get control of it back, which was kind of sloppy by Chelby because he walked back into the bubble and the Jarvan combo, which he shouldn't have done, and that whole action started because of that little misplay. Both top laners used TP, whereas Gnar used his flash and Lissandra still has flash. So what we can see is probably Dragon control right now from TPA to make sure they snowball the lead.
Well, it brings the gold back in TPA's favour. 400 now is their lead. Let's see what they start to come back in. We can see that Lupin BF sword, so was able to move away from just having an extra gold coming his way. Morel and Nami in the top lane. Rod of Ages as well finished there for Kassadin. So hitting the bigger items a little bit earlier because of that.
10 minutes Rod of Ages is really huge for Kassadin.
Yeah. And it's done so well to farm in that lane as well. Pretty much bang even with that Lulu despite the extra pressure as Porky. Gonna go aggressive here onto Morning, but that's the... Oh, wow. Actually flashing away from that there. Was scared that Lee Sin would connect and... casting off the wrong screen again.
You can see the future.
I can see the future, guys.
You need to pause it. That's what you need to do.
You're not wrong.
No, I'm not. We're going to see TPA going in for the Dragon, though. We'll see if it works out for them. They should be taking this one, I think, with ease. Lee Sin's a long way away. Chawy's just keeping them busy in that mid lane. So let's see if he can keep them off the tower. That's going to be TPA with the first Dragon of the game. And you can see, yeah, Chawy keeps them off the tower as well. So Avant Garde tried to put some pressure on there. And it's once again falling into the control of TPA after a very good early lane phase from Avant Garde. They need to be careful they don't get sandwiched here. Wins and Jay are coming.
Yeah, this is going to be real bad news. Actually, we'll flash away there, but you can't flash the Cataclysm, and Winds will pick up that one. Lupin was taking the aggro for the tower as well. That will be all she wrote on that front. Actually, Chawy having a bit of a go there in the mid lane onto Janna. This is the big difference between these two teams. It was in that last one as well. You know, the coordination, such a good Dragon call translated straight into that push, that dive in the bottom lane. Just overall looking like the better teams. We are going to see Chelby here. He has taken far too much from this one. Nice little wild growth there at the end, but look at Chawy. I'm not sure why he's really throwing the damage the way of Kenste there rather than onto Chelby, but Chelby manages to survive that one, but look at Chawy. He's going to wait here. Not a good idea to dive over the side with Janna waiting, but Chelby almost losing his life again.
So yeah, the Dragon Call was really, really good because what the support of TPA actually did was set up the vision completely in the red area. So they knew even when Avant wants to contest the Dragon, they have full vision and control over the whole situation. So like I said, just make sure that you snowball your vision advantage in the right area, which is TPA doing, and then capitalize on like mispositioning from like Sivir, for example, at the bot lane, and then make sure that you just play it out safely. Because all you have to do is pretty much hit the 2-item power spike. You have a Kassadin who has his power spike at Zhonya's and Rod of Ages, and you have a Tristana sitting on her Everest Blade, still farming it up for the eye at Shiv.
Well, you do see, of course, the Zeal picked up, the BF sword as well. Infinity Edge almost completed by Mazui on Sivir. Let's see whether he does manage to get that one. I'm just keeping my eye on Avant Garde mid lane, actually. They're all heading towards the top. But Morning on Lissandra is going to be very hard to pin down. He's already backing the hell away from this one. They're not going to be able to lock on towards him, so he's going to go back and buy instead. That Morelnomicon already picked up, of course. We'll see what he completes next. It's going to be Boots of Lucidity. Keep them cooldowns 33.75% roughly around about there, I think. Better just guess.
I was going to say, you
40%,
did just get that.
40%.
Yeah,
he's got roots.
Boots Lucidity, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is, yeah, Mazui's dead. Not even, I was looking at your screen, so I wasn't paying attention there, but again, 3-man collapse on the bottom lane, dive underneath the tower, able to pick it up. Looks like Avant will be picking up a tower, though. First one of the game here. That will bring that gold a little bit closer back, but Morning is again moving in, and look at the damage there that he puts onto Chelby.
They're losing the bottom tower as well. They've invested everything to get that one, and the tier 2 turret is just being left alone. They're just bullying it down. Janna's going to come around. He's not really going to protect. He's going to throw that shield on for a brief moment, but Lupin's going to stick around, and that is just a straight solid push from TPA. They just went and took both towers down.
Yeah. Not exactly the best decision making there. I think, yeah, they managed to get that top tower down, but they lost a kill down bottom, and that automatically means then that they lose a tower afterwards. And actually it did see Lulu back away from this mid lane. Janna had come across this time though, so they were able to stop anything pushing back. And this is, for me, always a weird scenario which makes me scratch my head a lot. They send 2 men up top, they take the turret down, and then they instantly recall with a wave pushing against them and end up losing their turret straight away.
And TPA already moving in. They're obviously with the timing, they're just like, well, Blue Buff's going to be spawning in a moment. Let's get some ward coverage down there. They've taken the top turret down, they've secured that, and they're starting to just take control of Avant Garde's jungle. Well, Avant Garde, they were trying to group, they were trying to figure out, okay, Dragon's a little while away. They're just out of position at the moment, whereas TPA clearly have a solid game plan.
Could be even working towards that middle turret as well. If we look at I mean, bottom lane's down to the inhib turret, top lane still got it in. Mid lane is pretty much the juicy target right now, is still, you know, the outer tower to take down. We have to feel that that's not going to take him too long, especially considering the items that we've got in here. That extra tower or two is probably going to work nicely towards Tristana's ultimate goal, getting in the Infinity Edge. Obviously, Shiv's already done, picked up a pickaxe now as well. And that's the extra kind of chunks of gold of inner towers after 16 minutes that you probably shouldn't be giving away.
So yeah, sending the Tristana mid lane with the Shiv is really, really good, because what people used to do is they have Tristana be sent mid lane, farm the lane, and then just farm the jungle. Because of the Shiv proc, you can actually manage to get your gold a lot faster.
Yeah, and
what we're seeing actually TPA doing here right now, yeah.
Putting a lot of damage on Sivir as well there. That's going to force him back. Meanwhile, Chawy is pushing that bottom lane in. Remember, they already took the inner turret out, so he's just shoving that wave all the way into the inhibitor just in time. Dragon spawning in 40 seconds time, shoving the top lane, shoving the mid lane, shoving the bottom lane. Oh, Wins is going to try and get away. Chelby kicks him out there, but Wins manages to get out. And that's the mid lane turret as well. They're keeping look at the bottom inhibitor turrets being kept alive. Chawy just around the side. Everything is being shoved in by TPA. Perfect timing for the dragon spawn.
Really, really nicely done, Chawy. Still causing them problems. Morning has now come down as well, and they need to be careful of how deep they go. There we see once again Chelby coming through. The wave will drop, but it's not to fight. He was more for the disengage there. TPA starting to move away. This could be interesting now for this next dragon, whether they feel comfortable fighting. If a couple more crits like that happen, I think they will.
Well, TPA is giving up the dragon. That's very good. They realized they lost the fight, and immediately Lissandra moved top lane to push in and make sure that at least a wave gets denied and potentially take a tower, which was actually TPA did the right thing. They realized they can't fight, just give up the dragon. It's only one dragon, and make sure that we get the advantage otherwise on the map. So TPA is actually looking really good in terms of like cross-map play and rotations.
Yeah, they're going to give like you say, the dragon across. There it is. Avant Garde will get that one. They're going to rush into that mid lane, see if they can try and make something from it. Actually, Lupin's going to be focused on pretty even duel between the two, but now we're going to see Chawy. They're trying to get in, trying to get something on towards Kenste. The rest of the team do chase on. There he goes, Chelby will give himself one kill. Don't know whether Chelsea are getting involved in this one, but TPA go 2 for 1 once again. in their favor. And you know what? With all the positioning, I think they may just take this mid-inner turret as well.
Yeah, so here we just see why Kassadin is such a powerful pick, especially in those situations where people just got low from objectives like Dragon. The chase potential what she has to offer, like with the slows and everything, is just way too good in some situations, and that's why he's actually being picked, like first pick most of the time.
Meanwhile, Lissandra just doing the damage to this top tower all alone. Middle tower went down. Not masses, but still will be open for the taking. TPA here also getting a lot of wards in. Are they going towards Baron here? Actually, I don't think they are. There's quite a few recalls. I mean, I keep forgetting we're only actually 19 minutes into this game. Baron's not actually spawned yet.
Yeah, we've not quite got that far ahead. I mean, we had a big advantage in the last game, but still, if you were to look at the gold, it's still a 6,000 gold advantage for Taipei Assassins. Bearing in mind, this is a team with a late-game team, so with the Tristana, the Kassadin, the Lissandra, everybody needed those few items. They've already got them. They're there now. They're already in place. Needlessly large rods being picked up by both Morning and Chawy. They are going to suddenly start looking for fights.
So this is the point where TPA will just close out the game if they do it correctly. Lissandra gets her Zhonyas, so she can engage. Then you have the Tristana with the 2 items, and Kassadin actually gets the Zhonyas too. So the second both AP carries have their Zhonyas, it's gonna just be like a dive fest pretty much, and there's nothing really to prevent that. It's just how the comp works out and how they got advantages from the early game.
Baron spawned, everyone. Just in case you were, waiting for that to happen. And TPA pushing in top lane, mid lane, bottom lane, sat at about halfway through. There's Chawy there, had vision on Chelby, who was doing his red buff. Obviously, this inner turret in the mid lane is what they really want to take. That would leave Avant Garde Noah. Noah? That's German. That's a German word I'm using there. There is Chelby again diving in, trying to get the kickback, but we see the wave from the side. The question for me is whether Lissandra's actually going to join in this one. Decided not to use the TP, which obviously gives a massive favour at this point. There we go. He's going to start to come around, and this should be enough damage to Lee Sin that it might force them away from this inner tower. We can see that Avant Garde still sticking around, trying to poke some back on this one, but they need to be very careful of a claw coming over the side.
Yeah, you can see Lissandra was, as you mentioned, waiting just off the side. Instead, it's going to keep pushing that top wave. And so far it's been unanswered, and you can see the difference in farm that's starting to develop between Porky and Morning, the 2 top laners. Morning has just stayed there, non-stop, farming, built up a 60 CS advantage already over Porky, and growing still. Porky will try and get in there. There we go. Junie locked up. Will pull out the ulti. Is it going to keep him alive? No. Chawy comes in to clean the job. Oh, wow. Lupin got away with next to nothing on his health. They're going to try and chase out, but TPA, damage done. They're backing away.
Pain coming through on that one. 2 men down instantly. Oh, how Lupin even survived that one. I think one more take and he would have been finished off. And now they're going back in. Kenste is dead. Caught out completely on that one. That area might be in a bit of a problem for Avant Garde. They've got caught out 2-3 times now, I think. Just trying to push out. And this turret now open for the taking. 3 men there. AD carry is going to be joining back in a second. So once that wave actually comes through, they can just strip down this tower. With still 4 men here. It's taken them quite a while, to be fair, to actually get through it, but feels like it's a case of when rather than if.
Yeah, they kept the pressure on because Sivir had to go deal with someone down the bottom. Porky caught out. Oh, manages to get away. Is he going to live any longer? No, Chawy will pick up yet another. Sivir had to go deal with a giant stack of minions down the bottom that was pushing the inhib turret, and now they will finally work that one down. It's been a well-worked one. They're going to get more. Junie's going down again.
Yeah, locked up instantly by Lissandra. And the rest of the burst is following straight on through. Another 2 kills for the Taipei Assassins. Still a minute on this dragon, so it looks like it actually might be a recall. That should be finishing off, the Zhonya's hourglass for Lissandra. Probably Zhonya's there as well for Kassadin. Yep, there it is, finish off. Almost actually picking up a Negatron cloak there as well. We see Randuin's almost complete 4 wins, so again, they take another step up to another set of items, which Avant Garde just can't compete with it this terrain. I mean, you look at the CS numbers across the board. Obviously, kills one thing as well. 6-1 in turrets. They're at least, in most cases, 1, if not 2 items some places ahead.
The problem is Porky's now got a problem because he's been building, obviously, heavy magic resist, as he should do against the Lissandra Kassadin. But now
Lupin.
Tristana's starting to come into his own. He's got the Infinity Edge, the static shift. Blade of the Rune King's coming in there shortly, and he's just going to destroy the one and only tank. And we just saw it there, how quick the the jungler goes down because he hasn't built any armor either. Lupin is just going to rip them apart. TPA, they're unclean. There you go. That was a prime example, just how much damage just did to Porky, who gets away. Just about. No, they're not letting him go. They're going to chase him down. Yeah.
So Wins actually did something really impressive there, and the second he realized that Gnar was transforming into his Mega Gnar, he immediately cancelled the ultimate, which was very good because if he actually would have chosen not to remove the Cataclysm, the Porky could have actually get the 5-man Gnar ultimate into the wall from Jarvan. So very good play from Wins.
And that will actually transfer you into a dragon.
Easy dragon pickup.
Yeah, easy peasy, no problems with that whatsoever. That was the 4th dragon or 3rd?
Second.
Or 2nd.
Oh, Joel. It's all going wrong now. We're about 8:30 in the morning, I think. Well,
I think basically this is going to happen all 3 days, but maybe get a little bit better, you know, towards the end when
I'm
we get
expecting
more
a little wild casting, I think, by the time we have that best of 5 final.
Yeah.
But,
that's going to be fun, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to definitely be fun. And if you guys have just joined us, Ocelot is, of course, with us. Hopefully tomorrow we will have both these guys on here, so I don't know whether it's going to kind of be a quadcast. I'm not sure how it's going to work out. We'll see.
Yeah,
we're going to have some
trying
fun with
new
it tomorrow.
things, so why not? Maybe we can.
You did a cast with 6 people once at IEM, so
that
worked out great.
I mean, general quality of that one wasn't too high, I think.
We can do the Korean casting style maybe with 4 people.
I mean, there were too many of us that we didn't actually have anything to say because no one
really
knew when
wanted to
they could
speak,
actually talk.
Yeah. So I ended up talking most of the time.
I mean, that's standard, you know. Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. So, back to the game in hand. We have a 12,000 goal differential, and Baron is finally getting started off. No, Joe, you've called it again too early.
Yeah, too early.
25 minutes, they're not going for it yet.
They got a crab there as well, so that's nice, I guess, for them. It's a bonus in an otherwise...
Yeah, TPA will just wait until the crab runs out because it provides like indestructible vision, and then the second the crab runs out, they probably just attempt Baron and bait the enemies into it, and then the game should pretty much be over, like if it's played out correctly.
Look at that cheeky little flag there. Trying to bait him in.
Yeah, he tried. Like, I don't think you get vision on Baron, so maybe the flag actually tries to bait them in.
Didn't work. They just want to kill their tower.
They don't care at this point.
We're not going to fall for that one. Look at this. Morning's actually behind him. He needs to be a little bit careful here. Does throw down his ultimate onto Chelby. He's running his Sonya's, but he's probably going to go down. Actually, it's Mazui that gets that kill. They're actually going to keep fighting this one, and they're just that far ahead that they could do it. Meanwhile, we are going to see Kassadin coming around the side as well. Can they lock him up? Chelby will be the first target. Mazui will fail, flash into the wall, and then gets bubbled up, which gives a reset over to Tristana. Kassadin will jump over the top. There is Jarvan joining in as well, and Lupin's going to keep going for this one. He's looking for another one. Sadly for him, there's too many towers still left around in that base. However, it might mean that this inhibitor on the top side of the map is going to be going down. It's 4 versus 2 at this stage.
Well, TPA looking riveted about their dominant play right now. We can see they are going to push in, inhib. Number 1, tower certainly will fall down. Prolly, I was about to call him. Porky is about to come in there. Probably not quite playing anymore. Just coaching, of course. Just coaching them to victory, H2K. Or not, as the case was. I think actually they went 1-1, didn't they?
1-1.
They went 1-1, yeah, they did.
But I wouldn't consider that a win. If you remember the match.
Yeah, let's move away from that one. A win's a win. It doesn't matter whether it's given to you or not. Yeah. Well, Avant, will they go for the Baron? They're going to clear out the ping wards. I'm not sure
they might as well at this point. I mean,
or they're baiting it.
They are. Well, there's that one, Death Brush ward that's revealed the whole time. They're like, plans foiled, guys.
Worked out.
not ideal.
They're trying to set something up. They can see just above. Lee Sin sat there, Gnar sat there. Everybody's getting into that bush above, but TPA don't care. They're just going down the mid. They're not going for it whatsoever. They're just shoving that mid lane. Avant Garde's going to all have to back away. Oh, we're going to sweep back around to the river.
Oh, they're going to stay. Oh, they are. They're staying here. So let's see what they can do.
So they could catch out Lupin. Lupin's coming around the back. If no, instead he's just going to run down the mid lane. They're just like what?
It's like some awkward game of hide and seek.
Yeah.
It was still really like if the ward wouldn't have been there in the dot brush, then Avant could have actually potentially turned the game with like a really good catch in the jungle right there. But
as it is, they've lost the inhib turret. Yeah, called their bluff. Took the inhib turret. Inhib not going to go down though, so they haven't lost an inhib yet. They're going to try and flank around. There's the kick. He's not going to follow the Sonic Wave through. Instead, he's in all sorts of trouble. Chawy though, he's getting caught down the side there. He's going to have to riff walk away. But there is a big wave on the top inhibitor, and now TPA go in.
Oh, following through there, but he's going to go down before he could return to safety. Meanwhile, Morning, he's thrown down his ultimate. Kenste will die. Mazui, last one left alive. He's going to be pursued and finished off there by a Lupin, and that will be an ace coming in for Taipei Assassins and the game here as well. Surely they're going to kill off the first and the top inhibitor there, and there's still 15 seconds until the next person spawns for Avant Garde. This is going to be a 2-0.
Yeah, straight, clean, 2-0 for TPA. No doubt about it. They've been in dominant form over Avant Garde Ascension. Clearly playing a different league, and they are really, honestly, favourites for this tournament. No doubt about it. We haven't seen AHQ or Saigon Jokers yet, but TPA looking very, very strong in front of their home crowd, obviously in Taipei. Really, just overall solid play. They didn't really make any mistakes. You know, you can see sometimes with teams like that when you're so far ahead, you know, they play a little bit undisciplined. You know, just joke around a little bit. But I think overall, just solid performance. Like nobody dropping more than one death in that match.
Yeah, TPA, the fundamentals of the team actually look very good. Like how they snowball the advantage when they invade early game into the jungle, make sure they get the advantage, the vision control, and how they approach things about vision. It looks very promising actually, and I wouldn't be surprised if TPA takes this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, if you look down the scores again, Chawy and Lupin, absolutely brilliant. Wins really helping set things up. Morning was just solid throughout that entire game. Of course, the support player always goes kind of unnoticed throughout all of that. 22 assists out of 23 kills in that second
one
game.
Kill. So he was involved in 100%.
Yeah, that's true.
100% involved by Jay. So yeah, very well played. 8-1-8 for both AD and AP carries, mid and AD carry, you know what I meant. Just overall solid play, but also, you know, the jungler had 4-1-16, so he was involved in 95% of everything that happened in that game. Solid performance overall. Taipei Assassins trying to etch their name in the qualification bracket for the Intel Stream Masters World Championships, of course, which will be happening in Katowice. That's what it's all about. Can they get there? Can they get their hands on the trophy in Taipei?
Well, it's going to be a tough one still. As we said before, they will move through into the next round now to face the Saigon Jokers. Top side of the bracket. Well, it's too early. I'm just looking at my bracket.
Yoey Flash Wolves versus AHQ. It's a biggie, actually, tomorrow, because they played each other just last week in the league, and Yoey Flash Wolves came out on top, which actually surprised quite a lot of people, because AHQ, obviously, we saw them at Worlds, solid team overall. It's all about that man in the mid lane, really, just carrying them. Westor carrying them to victory. He has been doing it in the league. Can he do it again? That's going to be tomorrow. Some big semi-finals for sure.
Yeah, going to be a really interesting one. And obviously, starting at the same time, 4 a.m. Yes, you heard that right. 4 a.m.
Central European time. It's okay for the Americans. It's good for those. Not so much for the Europeans.
No, but, you know, I think it's only fair that we should have to stay up late sometimes as well, although we just had Worlds, which was all over in
Europe's
in Asia
getting Worlds this year as well, so Europe's got it good this year. They can't complain.
Actually.
Yeah,
I'm very interested to see where, where that all ends up.
Yeah.
Going to be fantastic. But Intel Extreme Masters, first of all. As we said, Katowice is also on its way. I think tickets are already...
Tickets are on sale, and for League of Legends, it is the entire arena. The entire arena. So it's actually bigger than it's ever been before. If you've never been to Katowice, it is always a fantastic
people,
fantastic atmosphere in the Spodek. So I'm really looking forward to see how that all works out, because obviously we're going to expect some fantastic teams. Cloud9 already qualified, Gambit already there. So all the names you'd expect, Gambit, Intel Extreme Masters is Gambit's tournament, Moscow 5's tournament. They always turn up and do well. Hey, they've just got a new gaming house, ladies and gentlemen. They could turn up to be a real world beater at there. We'll see how it works out for them.
Yeah, and I just had a quick look there. The tickets are now available. Basically, it's not like a ticket sale in your normal ticket sale sense, in that you can actually it's free entrance, so you can turn up on the door and it's free to get in. However, that means you have to queue up, and in previous years it's been a massive queue. 45 Polish, basically, Polish zloty gets you the premium pass, which is extra days, you get better seating, you get a goodie bag and all that kind of stuff. And apparently that's around 105 euros is 450 Polish. But if you just want a one-day pass is 11 euros or 30 euros for 3 days, or just turn up, get it for free. But bring warm clothing and be prepared to get there at 5 a.m.
We've had some differing weather, I think it's safe to say.
Yeah, the first year we went there, it was deep in snow and freezing cold. The year after, it was actually quite sunny.
It was sunny, It was weird. Yeah. Weird. Anyway, that's all coming. That's going to be in March. We've got qualifiers there. Join us tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be back, of course, with the 2 semi-finals. That is it for us for today. It's been a long night. If you've joined us throughout the whole process, thank you very much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow for more Intel Extreme Masters Taipei.